Hey everybody, this is Sez from Hasura. I'm here with Sam Denty. He's the creator of gqless. We're going to build an app together. Hi Sam.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for joining me. Can you tell us a little bit about gqless and what it does?
Yeah, so basically it's a new GraphQL client for web apps. It replaces like Apollo and stuff. But the idea is you don't have to write GraphQL queries when you use it.
Yeah, so they don't have to be strings. You can write them as objects. Actually, you don't even have to write them as objects. You can just...
Yeah, it infers the queries from your like app. It does some magic, I guess.
Yes, like you get the property on the object, and then I was reading about it, and it like uses ES6 property access and things like that.
Yeah.
So it hooks into the property access and automatically
generates the queries for you essentially.
Pretty awesome. So we are going to build a movie app together. So I created a like a demo database just to save time. So we have, so this is the Hasura console. So the steps that I skipped to get to this point is you go to hasura.io and you deploy the Heroku, and it just takes like 30 seconds. And this is GraphQL, the in-browser IDE. It sets up like a Postgres database and the Hasura console for you. So from here you can add data. So if you go to the data tab, you can add tables here and columns and rows and everything. So I already added movies and characters. I'm going to show you actually how to set up a relationship between these. So the characters table has a movie ID column. So we're just going to add a foreign key. So there's the movie ID column. So if you scroll down, and it's kind of slow because I'm streaming at the same time. So at the foreign keys section, you just say add. And reference table. Wow, it's really slow. So I'm just going to do this off screen so I can actually use a working browser. This is like the browser preview inside VS Code. But what you do is basically you click the reference table and you specify that the reference is from the movies table. And then you specify the movie ID column maps to the ID column. So I'm just going to do that in a separate browser window, just so it actually works. So now there's a foreign key. And if we go to the data tab again, you can see that there's these foreign key relations. And just hit track all to track those. So it generates the GraphQL API. And now they're tracked. And if you go to the graphical tab, I forgot to show you this, but before when you open movies, you couldn't get the characters on it. But now that we added the relationship, now you can get characters on a movie. So movies, name, you can get the character name, and you can get the movie name. When you hit play,
pretty cool.
It shows up on the right side. We have the characters for each movie. Okay. So, and I searched for Galaxy, and I found three movies with Galaxy. So that's the movies that we have. Okay, cool. So that's the Hasura setup, and we can move on to creating our app. So Sam, what do we do next?
So I'd probably open a terminal. If you close the browser window first.
Yeah, I'll just make it smaller, just in case. Okay, so we had a lot of technical difficulties the last time we tried this, and this is actually our second try. So being really specific with our choices here. Okay, so I have terminal open.
If we cd like to our home directory and create a new fault, and we want to create a React app, so we'll do npx create React app, and then let's give it a name.
React app, let's just say movies, right?
Hmm. That should take a few minutes.
Take a few minutes.
So if you go to gqless.netlify.com, that's where it's hosted. Cool. So if you click on the Get Started button, we'll follow the steps listed there.
Okay.
So if we cd into it, so if we do yarn add gqless and then at gqless/cli,
we don't
and then at gqless/react.
Okay. /react. Okay.
And then TypeScript.
Scripts. That's it?
Yeah, and let's run that.
Okay, we're installed.
Cool. So let's go back to the gqless documentation, and if we just so first of all we need to open the directory up in VS Code. So we want to create a file in the movies directory called .gqless rc.json.
Okay.
Yeah, and if we copy the thing that was on the documentation, just paste that in there.
Okay, let me open the browser again here just so people can see what we're copying.
Cool. Yeah, that might take a while.
Yeah, I know. I'll copy it in the meantime. So from that page that we're on, under code gen, I'm copying the first code example.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we want to replace the URL with the URL to GraphQL API.
Right. So back on the Hasura console, in the graphical tab, at the top, there's the GraphQL endpoint. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I just did, and I'm going to paste it in here.
And then let's change the output. Let's give it a name. So what do we want to? I guess movies API.
Sure. Okay.
Cool. So then if we open the terminal back up, no, first we want to go into the package.json script. So if you open that up.
Okay.
We want to add a generate script to the script section. So if you add it with the key generate, and then it should do gqless generate.
Okay.
Okay, so then if we open the terminal back up, we can run yarn generate.
We got
that doesn't look good.
Cannot read property schema.
We
we have a password.
Do we?
Yeah, we have a password, admin secret. Can we send headers or?
Yes, we can. So I forget what it's called, but I think it's the headers key.
Okay.
So if you add headers key, and then you should be able to.
See if that works.
Hopefully.
It's so suspenseful.
Hey, I see a folder.
Yay!
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So we can open that folder up, and we can have a look around at the files.
Okay.
So if you open up the client.ts thingy in there,
okay,
we can see it's loaded the URL to our endpoint, and it's automatically inserted the headers into it. We may have to modify this to make it work with your API, but this should work out of the box. So if we close this file, we can start building our app.
Awesome.
So we can remove the create React app files, leave the index there, we'll just use that as a reference point. But remove app.css and all that stuff. Yeah, cool. So if we right-click on the source folder and create a new file called index.ts, and let's create another file called app.tsx. Cool. So if we go into index.ts, we want to import React DOM from React DOM. Render. I think, yeah. I'm not sure.
Like that?
Yeah. So if we type react DOM.render below, cool. .render, and then let's go into our app file, and let's export a new React component.
Okay.
And let's just return a div with some empty text, I guess.
Movies!
So if we go back into that and we render the app component, and then document.getElementsById. Cool. And we just have to rename index.ts to index.tsx. Alright, so then if we open the terminal and we type yarn start, and then open a browser preview.
So we'll just wait for the preview to open in the meantime.
Mm.
It said failed to compile. React must be in scope. Oh, we never imported React.
Import star as React from React.
Why did this say so? Capital A, it should be.
Yeah, and then import star as React from React above that.
Wasn't it the default imports thing? Import.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
No. That should work or no? Do I have to do star?
Yeah, and we just want to do that in the other file as well, app.ts.
Ah. It works.
Cool. So if we go back to the app.ts file, we can put, yeah. So if we go back to that, let's import query for my API. So if you import query from /movies API.
Is it in brackets?
Yeah, in brackets. And then we need to wrap app. Let's create a new component called, what do we want to make first? I guess
We can show a list of movies, maybe?
Cool. So if we create a new component above that called movies. And let's just return. Yeah, so let's return a div that iterates over query.movies, I guess.
Okay, so this is the where
if you close that, if you make a, just close that thingy first so you get type completion.
Close the bracket?
Yeah, and then go back to dot and you should be able to see auto completion. Cool.
Yeah, so this is the really cool part.
Mm.
So query dot, and we can see the GraphQL API here basically.
Yeah, so we can do query.characters and we can see that that's a function. So do we want to pass any arguments? I guess not really. So we can just do, we don't need to. Yeah, .map, I guess, and then
movies, query.movies.map.
Oh yeah, query.movies. Sorry.
Yeah, movies.map.
And then movie, and let's return a div from that.
It's not auto closing. Okay, anyway.
So if you do movie.name, and then we need to add a prop to the div called key, and we want to make that key equals movie.id.
Div key movie.id. Like this?
Yeah. And now to make this work, we need to import GraphQL from at gqless/react. We need to wrap all components that use GraphQL data in this so that they update when the data's been fetched, and it works essentially. If you don't do that, GraphQL, sorry.
GraphQL, okay.
Yeah. And if we just wrap movies in that, so.
The whole thing.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Cool. And then we can render the movies component in app. We can keep the div because we'll have.
Okay.
Just replace the movies text. All right. So then, if you wrap the div in React.suspense, that's another component. So wrap everything in that.
We can get suspense from here.
React Suspense is a new feature, but it's what gqless uses to work.
Yep. Can you tell us about how it works with suspense?
Oh yeah. So basically, like it will execute your entire app to scan for like the data that you're using, and then it will suspend your application. And then React Suspense will unsuspend your application and re-render your entire app again once this data has been fetched.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it does.
So we need a fallback here, right?
Yeah, so if we just type in a string called loading. Yeah, cool. So then let's save that, and that should work, hopefully.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
You might have to, did you close the terminal, or is that still running?
It's still running, I think. Yeah, it's compiling. We're like doing this in slow motion. So we'll have to speed up the video. Should we restart the server?
Maybe.
Okay, so now this time it should work. Loading, and we have our movies, our Galaxy movies. Yay!
So you can close the terminal, I guess.
Yep.
So yeah, we've loaded the stuff without having to write a query. So yeah, what should we move on to next, I guess?
Yep. What next?
So the movie characters, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would extract that div to another component called movies.
Copy down. And
yeah. So then if you just remove the stuff and keep the div with the movie.name. And we create a new prop called movie on the movie component. So if you create an object, like, yeah. And
it takes a long time to react to what I'm typing.
So if you want to add a colon to the end of that, we want to declare the type of the movie. Movie, and then we want to import movie from /movies API, the type. So if you type in
capital, capital. So it'll be movies. Oh, it'll be movie singular.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one. If you can hover over in the map thingy, if you hover over movie in .map, you should be able to see the type name in the component above. So
Type name movies.
yeah.
Nice. So we want to import this. Control space would work, maybe? Auto import. Cool, that worked. Is that correct? Does it not like something?
Hopefully.
Cannot find name movie.
Just wait for.
It's just slow, yeah.
Yeah. So that's now type checking. So we want to render the movie component in the movies map thingy. Yeah, that'll work.
It'll pass a movie?
Yeah, movie equals movie, and then key equals movie.id. Cool. So then we can render the characters in the movie component now. So if you do, so the component below, if we do movie.characters below movie.name.
Movie.characters map character.
Yes, we can create a character component maybe.
So it should know what the character has on it, right?
Yeah, just.
Yeah, so now we can see the character fields. We'll just show the name?
Yeah, let's show the name. So if we save that, yeah, we're at the div and the key.
Oh, and the key.
Key equals character dot ID probably.
I think that works.
Hopefully.
Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome.
So now we have the characters displaying. So I guess we want to be able to like click on them, don't we?
Yeah.
So yes, let's open up a new terminal window and let's install React Router. So I'm just checking now.
A new terminal window, yeah.
All right, so we want to install yarn add React Router and then React Router DOM. And at types/React Router and at types/React Router DOM.
So that takes a little bit of time, but we are already installed there. So, so we want to install. So can we do auto import? Like, can we just start using it? And
we first wrap app in browser router. So like we do the same as we did for suspense.
So a new component out here?
Yeah, browser router.
Okay. It didn't auto import though, is it? I don't think it auto imported, so we'll just import it up here. Okay. Import.
From React Router DOM. Yeah, so we want to import browser router, link, switch, and route. Cool. So if we go back to where we're doing browser router, you need to fix the, yeah. All right. So then if we add a switch component and we wrap that with the movies thingy.
Here?
Yep. And we move movies into that. And then we create two routes inside of switch. So we do routes component. And then we can render movies inside the root.
I'm still getting used to VS Code.
Yeah.
Is it like this? There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So if we, on the first route, if we add a prop called path, what do we want to navigate to? So I guess a character first, maybe. /character /:ID.
/ID. Okay.
Yeah, and if we, to the next one, we do, do we need another one? Yeah, we want to click on the movie probably, so we do movie /ID. So if you go into route, inside that, we want to add a new function inside of it. So we want to render the function, essentially.
Like that?
Yep. Yeah, like that. And we want to access map as a argument from it. Match, sorry.
Okay.
Yep. So then we want to return from that function movie component. So if we do return and then movie.
We'll take a prop?
Yep, a prop, and we want to do query dot. Yeah, actually we want to create a variable. We want to check if it exists first. So just close that first. Add a new variable called const movie above that.
Oh, I see. We're gonna get the movie first.
Yeah, and then we're gonna check if it's null. So query.movie. Movies maybe.
By ID, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
Do you want to have ID in the URL? Or the name? I don't know.
Is it match.id?
Yeah, match.id.
Okay, cool.
Match.params.id, sorry.
Oh, match.params.id. Okay.
And we have to make that an object. We have to, in the arguments for movies by, we're not specifying which GraphQL argument we want it to go to.
Oh, yeah.
So how would you, yeah, is it ID?
I wonder if it'll get that. Yeah, ID. Did it like it? It likes it. Okay, cool.
So if we then do movie equals movie, and we want to check if movie exists, so movie and then, yeah.
TypeScript error, object possibly null. Oh, we have to do an exclamation mark or something? Or question mark?
Match question mark dot params, yeah. Yeah, that should work. Wait, where is it? Match.
Maybe ID?
Wait, just reload the tab sometimes. Yeah, cool. So now if we navigate to /movie, actually no, we want to make it links first. So if you scroll back up to where we're in the movies component, the movie component, sorry, we want to change H3 to link. Yeah, a link component. And we want to add that a prop to, and then we want to like pass a string to /movie/movie.id essentially.
So we import this from React, right? Or
for React router DOM, it should be up there.
oh, it's already there. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yes, we want to use backticks.
Movie ID.
Yep. If we do that, that should work. We could probably also wrap it in H2 to make it like bigger.
Yeah.
Or H3 or whatever.
Awesome.
Cool, so if you click on one, hopefully that should work. Hopefully. So, oh yeah, because we're not...
We didn't change the movies list?
No, because we done it in the wrong one. So if you go back to where the root is, we mixed up character with movie.
Oh, yeah. We'll just keep that in case it's similar, right? For characters.
Yeah, we just essentially. Cool, so that should work.
Nice.
So you should be able to click back, and you should be able to go to the movies. Yeah, and you should be able to click on them and that. Cool.
Cool.
So when we click on a movie, if you go back to the home, and if you click on a new movie, if you note it, that one's already cached, but if you like click on a new movie that hasn't been loaded yet.
I think I clicked all of them.
So if you reload the page, yeah, and then if you click it, it says loading before, does it?
Yeah, it did.
Cool, so we want to fix that because we've already loaded the data like in the movies thingy. So we can do that by creating a cacher extension for gqless.
Okay.
So if we go into the movies API /extensions directory.
Extensions. Index. Is that right?
Yep. Yep. And we want to go into that. And we want to export a new object with the name of movies. So essentially export const movies equals an object. And then it has to be the exact type name. So the variable that you export is the name of the type. So movies should be lowercase.
It has to match the type. Cool.
Yeah. And if we add a computed property to that, so square brackets, and then get key, uppercase. Yeah. And we want to make that a function which accepts the movie and it returns the movie.id.
Okay. Oh. These slow error things are... Oh, this is actually an error. Movie has an any type.
If you give it a type of any. Yeah. So once we've done that, now the movies should be keyed by their ID, essentially. So we also need to add, so if we go back to app.ts and we go into the routes where we're calling movies by PK, we need to essentially make that load the movie from the cacher if it already exists. So we can do that by using cacher redirects. So if you copy that name, and if you go back into the extensions,
Okay.
and if you go to the query thingy, add a key with that, essentially. So scroll up.
Here. Okay.
Yeah. So we want to specify which field we want to create an extension for, and then we want to create an object, and then we want to have a field called redirect, which is like get key. We have to import redirect. Sorry, it's the computed property like get key.
I just really like the auto import, so I'm always trying to get that. Oh, here we go.
Cool.
Okay.
So now if we accept an argument called args, and we'll give that type as any, arguments will be the thing that we called in our roots thingy. And then we want to add another argument, and we want to get the get key of it. Yeah, and then we can type it as redirect helpers. No, just redirect helpers has, just remove the thingy and import that.
Awesome.
Cool. So now if we get by key, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we want to essentially call get by key with arguments.id, and we want to return that in the redirect, essentially. So that will load, that will search for the cacher. So yeah, if you return get by key and then call that with args.id, this key is coming from where we specified the key below when we gave movies a key.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially we're doing the inverse here.
Awesome.
And if you return that as well. So if you reload the page now, you should be able to click on stuff and they'll be loaded from the cacher. So if you click on stuff, it should be instant. Is it instant?
Yep, it's instant.
Cool. So now we're only making one network request.
Wait, that one said loading.
Did it?
Yeah, now it's saying loading.
Maybe the query type is wrong. Is why the query type name can be different. So if you go to app.ts and hover over query, yeah, and just get the type name, query root. So we need to rename. Yeah.
Where do we put that?
We replace it with export const query. So we have to, yeah, like where we're doing export const movies, export const query root.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, this makes more sense. Cool.
So hopefully now that should not have loading.
Yeah.
You should be able to...
that works.
Yeah, so cool. So now we're like loading everything in the cacher. So we can probably, what else do we want to do, I guess?
Let's see. We can show character images, movie images.
Yeah, so let's do that. So maybe we don't want to display the movie characters on the homepage. Maybe we just want to display the link.
Yeah. So
we can, in the movies component, we can just return the link, essentially. Yeah, and then we just need to add key to it. So key equals movie.id.
movie.id.
Cool. So we should be able to click on a movie and it will like open up expanded.
Yeah.
Cool. So now it says loading because we haven't got the characters cached because we're not like rendering them ahead. So we can probably create a character component now that displays the image.
Okay, comments, character. We have to wrap it in GraphQL again, right?
Yeah, because it's GraphQL stuff. It would accept a character prop. And then we can import the type as well. You might have to make it an arrow function to get the completion.
Oh, yeah. Characters.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So then we can like return the character name from that and a character image. We can return a div and then character.name.
Div character.name.
And if you close it, we should be able to get auto completion on the character as well.
Yeah, so here we can see all the fields on the character. That's what you mean, right?
So if we add the name, we can add an image as a sibling in the div as well. So we want to add an image component with source equals image.url, I guess.
Image URL, yeah. So let's say image source, this thing.
Oh, we have to render the character component as well instead of the div.
Yeah.
And then the key. We always need the keys.
I know, I always forget the key, right?
Yeah.
Key is char.name.
See the
It's a giant image.
we can add styling. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, should we add styling now?
Yeah, sure.
So you want to do emotion?
Let's just do CSS. So if we create app.css, it's probably easier. And then we at the top of app.tsx, we want to import app.css. We don't want to import anything from it. We just import the name. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So we should be able to start writing CSS and give it some style.
Okay.
And then you should be able to just write normal CSS.
And border is. Oh, they're tiny now. Height, maybe let's make them a little bigger. Oh, we don't want to say height 100, right? Because they might be all different.
No, we can say height 100, and then we can use object fit. Like. object fit equals cover.
Oh, cool. Object fit
Cover.
Oh, nice. I did not know about that. Awesome. Very cool. We have our pictures for each character. What should we do next?
I don't know. Like, do you want? We could like have separate loading states. We could, yeah. Let's do that. So in the movie component, so yeah, if you go to the movie component,
Okay.
we want to extract movie.characters, and we want to make that, put that into a component called characters, essentially.
Okay.
So we want to create a new component called characters. Yep. We're doing this because we have to have separate components to, like, for React suspense fallback. So yeah, we move the movie.characters mapping and we put it there instead.
There we go. We can do it, computer. Which bracket am I in? Is this where it goes? Yeah.
Cool. And then we can just copy the movie prop stuff from above. Wait.
Yeah. This one?
Yeah, just copy the movie props and paste it into the characters. Cool. So then we can render the characters components in the movie component. So yeah, we can render that now in the movie component, the characters one. And we can wrap it in React.suspense with a fallback. So the movie name will render first, and then it will display loading. Cool, so we should be able to navigate to the root of it. And now when we click a character, we should see the name instantly. And we see like a loading below. Let me see.
Yep, that's what happened.
So now, like, we don't have a full page loading screen, but we can like make it.
Yeah. Like this, right? You can see it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We can do that for like any stuff. Not that we're going to do that now, but yeah.
Very cool. I think maybe this is a good stopping point, unless, do you think there's more things to show that you wanted to cover, or?
Not really.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this was really fun. Thank you so much for showing us the cool features of gqless and how to use it with Hasura. Where can people find you? What's your...
You can find me on Twitter. My handle is at the Sam Denty.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah. Cool.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.